சகோதரர்களே சகோதரிகளே, நம் அன்பு தலைவர் கலைஞரின் உயிரினும் மேலான
தியாகி குமரன் வாழ்ந்த இந்த மண்ணில் தந்தை பெரியாரும் பேரறிஞர் பெருந்தகை அண்ணாவும் சந்தித்த மண்ணில் இப்போது பரப்புரை மேற்கொள்கிறார் கலைஞரின் புதல்வி. கலைஞரின் புதல்வி மகளிருடைய செயலாளர்.
I'm here on a campaign trail with DMK MP Kanimozhi, and the crowd you see behind me there, well, this was not even part of the schedule. DMK MP Kanimozhi has been taking the effort to reach out to groups which are not traditional DMK vote banks. Every now and then you can see her walk out of the bus, meet a group of women standing on the side of the road, listen to their grievances, write down a petition.
The DMK has always reached out, maybe not during a campaign, but when you talk about the differently abled or the transgenders, we've always worked with them. And Tamil Nadu, under the DMK government, under Dr. Kalaignar Karunanidhi, was the first government to pass a GO for the transgender community. And we had a separate department for, and it was headed by the Chief Minister himself for the differently abled. If you wake up as the DMK president tomorrow, the first thing that you'd like to do? I wouldn't want to wake up as anything but myself, and to be in Delhi and understand the policy making there and to be able to express our views there. I'm part of the manifesto committee also, and to be able to work within the party structure to influence the party policies. So I think it's a very good balance and very happy with it. We will try to bring in more, sustainable industry. Already India is touching its lowest in employment in the past few years, and I think Tamil Nadu's numbers are double that. Also, we will support small scale industries because MSMEs have taken a big hit. So we will support small scale industries, micro industries, and startups. That will be a huge opportunity for employment.
Do we see Arakeli sir coming back into DMK, or we hear these rumors about him having a post-poll alliance with BJP? What are your comments on him?
See, it is his decision to do what he wants in politics. And I don't think I have a right to comment about his decisions in politics. And him coming back to DMK or not is the leadership's decision. I do not want to comment about it.
Vanakkam Chennai. Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
BJP says they're very confident of winning over 25 seats. Do you think that's even possible? And do you see them as your rival in Tamil Nadu, which means the emergence of the Saffron Party in Tamil Nadu is already happening?
I think it's more of posturing before an election to say that you're going to win 25 seats, and I don't see BJP finding any space in Tamil Nadu. Not at all.
What you see behind me is a discussion called by DMK MP Kanimozhi of Christian communities, Muslim communities to listen to their grievances. Now, the DMK at several instances has pointed out that AIDMK's association with BJP would mean a threat to minorities in the state if they are elected to power.
The minister today has again said that the CAA will be implemented after vaccination is in place and we get over the COVID situation. I'd like to ask the Chief Minister what he has to say about that.
This is a state which was earlier led by a woman leader, and today we don't see representation in AIDMK. Apart from you, we don't see much representation in DMK. So how do you see the balance of gender in DMK itself and in AIDMK?
No, I don't think there is a balance in the entire political arena of the nation itself. I mean, it's really pathetic and bad, and it's just not, we can't single out any party and say that there is a balance, proper balance in the party structure and representation also. Politics is also being able to be in control of your assets, being in control of, your life and the power structure at home, everything. So when it comes to all that, a woman finds it a huge struggle to face. So that is why DMK has been insisting that we pass the 33% reservation bill.
The DMK has been standing up against NEET. In fact, one of the most prominent ads that pops up on YouTube where anyone can register the grievances with DMK starts with the story of the NEET aspirant Anita, who died by suicide. So DMK has promised that they will do something about NEET, but then AIDMK is constantly slammed, saying that it falls under the jurisdiction of the center. What can DMK do to better the situation?
NEET goes against the basic ideology that education for all, and everybody should be given the opportunity, equal opportunity, and NEET takes it away. It is only when you have an entrance examination, it's only the affluent who can go for a course. A child from a family who cannot afford to send them to these courses will not be able to even aspire to get into medical college. When the DMK government was there, entrance exam to engineering colleges was brought, and our leader Kalingat made sure that that was done away with, and students got into engineering colleges with their 12th marks. We will fight it legally, and we will fight it honestly, unlike the ADMK government, and we will make sure that we win this battle.
சகோதரர்களே சகோதரிகளே, நம் அன்பு தலைவர் கலைஞரின் உயிரினும் மேலான
திருப்பூர் மண்ணில் தியாகி குமரன்